morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to KW Malaysia's Winning Monday. How many of you have experienced some sort of winning this week, the past week? Now, you have experienced some wins, small wins in your business, in your life, in your journey for last week. Please share that in the chat box. What are some of the winning experiences that you are having right now or you had over the week? Please put in the chat box. What have you can celebrate? What are some of the small wins that you can celebrate? Just share them in the chat box, right? What are some winning experiences you had last whole week, right? And we all came out of the lockdown, and now we are able to show houses. We're going to go for viewings. Great new listings. Awesome, Anita. Great sharing. What else? Anyone? A lot of closings. Yes, Susan has a lot of closings. The word is a lot, not one closing, but a lot of closings. Price adjustments. There you go. Walk in the restaurant and eat bak kut teh. Awesome. Booked a bungalow by my buyer. Great. What are some of the small wins that you had over the past week? I just joined 10 days ago and I closed 5 rentals. Awesome job, Francis. Congratulations and thank you for sharing your winning story with us. What else? What else? Viewing opportunities for shop lot last Saturday. What else? What are some of the small wins that we all have had last week? Anyone else? Anybody got any wins? Come on. Many contacts. Awesome. What else? That's a small win. What else? Anyone else? Last 2 or last 3. Close the deal. Justin, congratulations. Close the deal. Awesome. What else? Close a rental deal. Awesome. Finally, SPA signed after long wait. Great. These are all examples of great wins. Congratulations to all of you. And the definition of winning, right? I think if you go to the dictionary, some of the definition of winning is how someone is progressing. Someone is increasing, someone is productive, someone is moving forward, right? For that, it's important for us to understand wins are meant to be celebrated. When you have a small win, it's important to celebrate every single small win that you have, because it is those combination of small wins that get us to that finish line of that big win that we want to achieve. So it's important to do that. No, over the weekend, we actually saw the news of our Paralympian Chia Lek Ho, who won a gold medal in badminton. And I didn't realize actually in the Paralympics there is a competition for badminton. I didn't realize that. And I studied a bit of research, right? And I found out that he has a disability called the Erb's palsy. Palsy means paralysis, right? So on his right hand, he has some sort of paralysis on his right hand where he can't lift things up, he can't move his right hand very, very well. And he's using his left hand to play badminton. And I didn't know, after I did some research, he actually tried to compete in the normal badminton with his paralysis. He tried to compete up to, and he went into the national team up to when he was 12 years old. Then he switched to the Paralympics after 12 years old. So that's a great win for the country when we realize that even in all stages and all things that we compete, we want to win. But the goal about winning is we have to compete. You cannot win if there's no competition. Does that make sense? You cannot play by yourself and say, I won. It's weird. Right? And you can only win when you compete. So competition is necessary in order for us to go through the journey of winning, right? So I just want to share that today because I think the concept of winning is critical for us, especially in this season of our business. And I want to congratulate everyone once again for joining us and having those winning stories. Just the whole last week from Monday till Sunday, we had 145 people applying for the letters to go out for appointments. 145 agents were mobilized out there doing appointments with the one that applied letter through the market centers. So I want to congratulate 145 people out there who are actually out there doing viewings, doing businesses right now in this challenging market. But yet you guys are out there doing this. So congratulations to everyone. So today our panel conversation is really focusing about winning, but I wanted to bring in 2 guests, and these are very special people, Timothy and Tamie, right? They call them the TNT gang, right? Not TNT, but TNT. TNT is the explosion, right? But there's no explosion here, right? And they just recently be in business with us for the past couple of weeks, and I just wanted to have a conversation with them. Now, I know them for quite some time, We are all very young, but I know them for quite some time. They are very notable people in the industry, in the real estate business. And I want to leave them some time to kind of introduce themselves, to do justice for their reputation as well. So in case I say the wrong things, right, then I don't want to say the wrong things, right? So I'm going to ask Tim and Tamie to kind of really introduce themselves right now. Just maybe Tim or Tamie, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, how long in the business, you know, make sure that what's your relationship between you and Tamie and Tim, what's the relationship and all that. Let's just get that all cleared out. So go ahead, Tim or Tamie, just take us away. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So how do I start? Tamie is my wife. Everybody just make note. Okay, just kidding. Okay, well, I don't know. Every time we introduce ourselves when we go into business, we never really portray ourselves as husband wife. However, yeah, we always have to end up explaining to people, okay, Tamie is my spouse, so then they will be kind of like surprised. But anyway, Tamie and I, we have been working together for the last many years. So we have been working together ever since we got to know each other. In fact, I got to know her from work. Okay, so some people say, yeah, workplace romance, but yeah, that's how it works. So I got to know her from work, but what we used to do last time and what we are doing right now is totally opposite. I was an IT graduate. I will let Tamie explain herself later. I was an IT graduate back in the years. I was working in the IT industry. I was with Hewlett Packard. I was with Microsoft, and I ended up doing real estate. I think I had to thank some of those property gurus, you know, got inspired by them. Got into real estate, got into sub sales. I kind of graduated from the Hanoi industry of Mont Kiara. That is Jonathan's playground, doing sub sales in Mont Kiara. Then from then on, joined CBD properties to manage projects, and and end up being here. So that's a very quick one. You'll get to know me better, yeah, eventually. Tamie, pass the ball to you.
Well, hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Tamie, by the way. So yeah, both of us have been in the industry for basically 13 years right now. It's a very exciting journey. We went through a lot during these 13 years. Basically, my background is also, I started out in IT as well, doing sales. So from IT, I went into events sales as well, and been doing event sales for the last, I would say, 5 years. And then from that event sales, actually, how I got into property was because one of my events I was doing is actually property investment program. So I was selling the program, and it was amazing that in 2007 and 2008, that was the year that I was doing the program itself. And then, you know, we were selling and teaching people how to invest in properties. And a lot of people were asking me, so Tamie, can you just recommend a good agent to me? So I've been recommending agents in the last 2 years. And then I realized, hey, why not I start doing it on my own? So that's when in 2009, officially, me and Tim, I was suggesting to Tim, you know, let's get out of our comfort zone. We were in the corporate industry for 15 years. I think Tim a little bit more longer than me. So, so basically, yeah. So what happens is from there, 2009, we took the challenge to get out of our comfort zone, and we started doing properties in 2009. During that year, I would say it was not a very exciting market year, because I think it was a kind of a downtime during that time. But we realized a lot of people were saying that, are you sure you want to get into properties? And I was like telling them, for me, I'm a salesperson. I think I can sell anything. So, so we gave it a try, and real enough, we started out as what Tim said in Mont Kiara, and we did really well in the first 3 years in Mont Kiara. Yeah, we were working, of course, with Jonathan's team as well, GMAC at that time. So it was really exciting. We've been closing a lot of sales. We've been sort of the top team in the company. Our first agency was basically Eckhart Realty, and then subsequently, after the first 3 years, we actually had an opportunity we wanted to grow bigger, so we decided to look into CBD properties. And that's where we started in 2012. We started with CBD properties, and we started getting into project marketing, which is really exciting. So our project marketing journey started from there. Yeah, so that's how we basically started, from sub-sale to experiencing a whole new thing, which is in project itself, and working with a lot of developers. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. And I noticed, Tamie, you're very precise, because when Timothy said we are here for many years, and you were very precise in 13 years, right? So I ask the next question because I think based on this conversation, I have a little bit more confidence in your position in terms of numbers, right? So I'm going to ask you, Tamie, what sort of track record in terms of volume of transaction? You mentioned that you were top teams. What does it mean in terms of being one of the top teams in terms of volume of GCI or number of transactions? What sort of average are you doing last time in that team?
Actually, we never expected when we first started the first 3 years doing sub-sale that time. When you're working in a corporate company, you're only earning basic salaries. And of course, I do sales, so I have my commissions. But when you're in the IT line, the commissions are really, really small. So you're looking at basically, I would say maximum, maybe around 6,000 to 10,000 if you're really, really strong, right? In sales. But in property, when we first started, the sales was amazing. Our first month itself, we actually secured 10 deals. So I make it a point that I secure 10 deals every month itself. And we realized that every year our transaction was basically more than 500,000 in terms of commission sales for the first 3 years. So that's where we actually move forward. But of course, when we started, it was not just me and team. We actually came in, we started building a team in our first company itself. We had about 30 agents. I think me and team, both of us are basically like, we love to teach people. We kind of like enjoy coaching. So that's why we started growing a team, and people started following us. So we got excited about it, and we were training, and that's how our team grew from 30 agents. And then of course, when we moved to CBD properties, we brought them along with us to CBD as well. So we started growing the team in project marketing from there. And of course, not just working with one team, but we were working with multiple teams as well to help grow the market. So in CBD, of course, in terms of success, I think we've got a couple of success stories, which I think team can share with all of you as well. Team, you want to share with them?
I was hoping you continue on,
I give you some chance to speak as well.
Okay, CBD was a good experience for us because it was the first time we were kind of exposed to project marketing, right? Prior to that, we have no experience at all. And I think we were given chance to work with some great developers, and that has a lot of learning curve for us. Our first client was Tropicana Corporation. We've been working with them since 2012. And those were, I think, for all of you, almost my age one, you will know those are golden years in real estate, right? Whatever you touch turns to gold. We were doing, at one point, I think our sale was touching $300 million ringgit. Okay, 300 million ringgit, and we were very happy because that year, the following year, Tropicana advertised on newspaper, their sales hit 400 million. We secretly know that we contributed 300 million of those sales, and those were our happy moments. Then we subsequently we went to work with UEM Sunrise, and I think there was one project that I think John, you remember, Acoris Moncara,
right?
Yeah, right. We did about. We were very fast. We did about 61 million ringgit in 1 month, that sales. So that was another happy story for us. And after that, we moved on to Cyberjaya. I chanced upon Cyberjaya. One of the project manager in CBD properties gave me this lead. I went in there, and we started doing Cyberjaya projects and focusing on it. And end up the first year we went to Cyberjaya, we hit about 100 million ringgit in sales. I think we were only marketing one project called Tamarind Square. Yeah, we sold about 400 units, my team, 7 of us. One of my good friend, Ming Ming, if you all know Ming Ming in here, she was also one of my team members, and she is part of our team that had that success. Then after that, we moved on to sell Australian projects. We were selling a project which not many Malaysian agents sell. We sell Gold Coast landed houses. And that was a very good experience because everyone was selling Melbourne condos, Perth condos, and both of us crazy to go and sell landed properties in Gold Coast in a place called Pimpama. I bet not many of you know this area called Pimpama, which is next to Kumara. Still doesn't make a difference to you guys. You all probably don't know where it is. Yet we sold 50 over houses there. In 6 months, we netted 75 million ringgit, or USD about 25 million, right? So just basically I was almost like an Australian at the time. Every week was giving talk about Australia and stuff. And some of the other exciting adventures we had was more creative ones, like I organized tours. How you go for holiday tours, right? I was inspired. I organized property tours and I gave talks with microphone on the bus. I did about 2 years of that in Cyberjaya.
Right.
And yeah, so those were some of the
Wow.
happy stories like in those days.
Wow. So basically you have a lot of, in the Chinese word, 好丰富, very, 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 coverage is very good. You've got good coverage and good success coverage as well in terms of whatever endeavor that both of you do in the team. You are able to build track records and success. And it's always a progressive journey. And tell us a bit, team, tell us a bit about why call your team Tech United. Like, tell us about what is Tech United.
Tamie and Tamie, awesome group. No, just kidding. just kidding. Okay. No, serious. The first word that came across would be together, affirming God. Yeah, together affirming God. That's our first. But of course, I mean, you can call it anything, even the awesome group, whatever. I told my agent that, whichever you feel right. But yeah, together affirming God is our route lah.
Right. And tell us a bit about your website, mypropertyplaces.com. What's that all about?
Okay, to Tech United is a team name. Okay, when we created Tech United, this was not recent. We created this name like 13 years ago when we were in the industry, when we were our first agency, we already started using this name, Tech United. And so to us, it felt that when you have a group name, it brings the team together, bonding, and the sense of belonging. They belong to this particular team. So that's why we have this team called Tech United. Right. But not from a marketing sense. Okay, when we want to market a product, we needed to come up with a product name that people out there can also relate to. So hence, I created a branding called My Property Place. We started off also way back. This is My Property Place. We had our Facebook page quite a while back again, but right. we did not really push all out on the branding. Basically, it's just a place where we store all the property listings for people to know a place to go to when they need to look for properties. So when I joined these REIT fields, right, then I started to expand on the branding and focus more on pushing out. And I started to set multiple platforms for My Property Place. We're going to have our own talk show, My Property Places talk show. We already have our Facebook, our website, our Instagram, our Twitter. So basically focusing on My Property Places rather than Tim and Tamie. We used to be Tim and Tamie, but now I wanted to brand the product rather.
Right. And you want to it's a way of scaling the business.
Yeah.
Because you want to build a world that's big enough to feed more people, at the same time to reach out to more people and have more talented people to be part of your team, right? And build divisions inside your own team as well. You're thinking about expansion. You're thinking about a very big picture because it's more than Tim and Tamie. It's bigger than that.
That's right.
It's bigger than that, right? Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Maybe Tim, you can share a bit of some experience, and maybe Tamie can also share. The pandemic had hit us last year, right? Hit all of us last year. There was no discrimination to anyone. Everybody got hit. How has that changed your business from last year until now? What are some of the things that you have gone through? What are some of the challenges that you guys have gone through? And how you have changed the way you think about your business right now?
Tamie, you want to share?
Yeah. Okay, great. So what happens is, well, we were in CBD for the last 6 years, and then we decided to move on, and because we were looking at setting up our own agency. So in the last 3 to 4 years, basically, we actually came out, we left CBD, and we actually started embarking on our own journey. We set up at first we were with One World. We set up the branch with One World for 2 years. And finally in 2019, then that's where we decided to start our own agency called Home Creation Realtor, right? Which our office is actually located in Kota Damansara. So we are the HQ for Home Creation Realtors. So we started in 2019, but officially our office started amazingly 2020 March. So March you guys 15. Can guess, right? 2020 March, what happened in 2020 March?
March 15.
Yeah, March 15. We were all supposed to officially start our office agency. So as in start work, with our team. So And then 18th of March, they announced the pandemic. So it kind of hit us immediately because, when we started the agency, we were so excited. We put in a lot of investment into setting up the whole agency itself. And then when the pandemic hit us, we realized that, we are just a small agency. And during the last 1 year, I would say overall, we only managed to work officially maybe 6 months to 8 months in that whole year, including up to date. So we realized along a journey that we're in order for us to grow, because me and team, we have basically very huge, large vision that we want to grow, how we want to grow the business itself. And then we decided that, hey, let's look into something like, a larger agency that we can tap onto. So that's where I think when you approach us and you started sharing about KW to us, how the system works and everything, both of us was like, it was an eye-opener itself. So we were kind of like very impressed, very, because the platform itself was something that we wanted to build originally for our own agency, but we realized that it's not easy to build, just me and Tim trying to build something on our own. And of course, looking at the investment is not cheap, right? Technology is very important. And realizing that during this pandemic, we realized that technology is actually really, really important for all of us. And our agency is still doing the conventional way, right? So it was really challenging for our team. And so when me and team, what we were looking at, because it's not just both of us alone, when we make this decision, it's basically for our team as well. Okay, so we need to make sure that we make the right decision on our new journey, that it will include our agents as well. So we need to think of their future, the career path that they're moving towards. So when we want to build this expansion, we saw the opportunity that KW can offer to our agents. And that's where we also shared the opportunity to them. And, the good thing is our agents managed to see the opportunity itself. And it wasn't just both our decision. This decision of making the change during this pandemic was also part of our agents' decision as well. So,
and of course, Jonathan is also hell of a salesperson.
Yes.
I follow the script. You follow the script. Right.
Yeah. So that's why we decided that, we decided to make this move towards KW Ripview, which is amazing. And of course, the management team was so amazing. When they came in to present to us, it was really, the feel, the culture, the things that they share is so amazing. So that's why, it gives us that, it makes us feel at home. It makes us feel like we belong to the family even before we started. So that's what we felt good about the whole thing itself. And of course, yes, the technology itself makes us realize that this is what we need during this time, especially during the pandemic moment. Especially now, you see, even this year itself, we have not been working in the last, I would say, 3 months, right? And now we are finally back again. So I think a lot, looking at all the success stories from the Ripview agents, which is so amazing, looking at how they are able to close sales even during the MCO, which makes it more exciting for us as well.
If I just want to add a little bit, I'll just call back to John, your question just now was, when MCO hit, what was the pain? What were the stuff that we experienced, right? I mean, for us, for me, I felt that the pain was more serious when you collected your key 3 days later, they announced MCO, we dumped in like money for the office and stuff like that. And the only thing I could do online during the lockdown was looking at the security camera of my office only. I couldn't, I used to tell Tamie that I haven't even warmed up my brand new office seat. I have to stay home already. A couple of months we have to stay home, right? We felt very disabled. I felt very useless because why? We have not embraced technology fully. Yeah, I mean, I have my technology. I go to Facebook and post what I eat every morning. That's pretty much it, But using technology to do business, it's not something that, even if I wanted to do it, I'm very much a solo. My team did not really believe in that. And when I told them to create videos to them, we were like, Yeah, create selfies. Yeah, what's the big deal? It's not going to help to sales. There was no motivation. But now that we are in Redfields, now that they are witnessing what the rest of you guys, the amazing agents here in Redfields are doing, it really inspired them. I mean, first week when we joined Redfields, my agents started closing deal already. You know, they're closing rentals, and I'm very proud of them. My cyberjetting is doing pretty well right now on their rentals and stuff like that. So I felt the impact was strong. To see people really using technology, then they believe that it can be done. Because all this while I've been telling them, use it, create YouTube video, but they don't believe because they've not seen it actually working. But here we see it every day. You know, we witness every day the success stories, and that really motivates. That's why I think when you want to be in a successful environment, when you're successful, you have to be in a successful environment. And to me, you guys are all success stories every single day. And I'm really, really proud and honored to be here. Seriously.
Right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I feel a lot of energy. I feel a lot of impact that has impacted the way you all think and the way your team has think about the business. Can you share with us, team, and since you're on that, what is that one mindset shift that you may have had, or that one thing that's shifted as you have seen this change in this pandemic, as you have joined this new organization? What is that one shift in your mindset that you have had over the past few weeks or the past few months as we were having conversation? Or is there anything that you have shifted from the way you think about the business?
Very simple. No pandemic will ever stop us from doing business. That is a myth. A lot of people feel, I mean, prior to this, I would felt that, oh yeah, pandemic, MCO, say, cannot do business, no income. Sit down there and wait, like a duck. Sit down there and wait. No puns to the duck. Okay, so, but seriously, I mean, there's so many things we can do. You know, there's so many more things we can do. Why sit down and wait? Why sit down and wait for government to give handouts? No, we don't have to do that. Rather, we have to make things happen. I find there's so many tools we can use. And I find today, I mean, after this couple of weeks I've been here, right? I haven't even touched 1% of the technology that I can use to make income. And to be able to get all these billion-dollar tools, you know, I've been currently recently also following this one group called in Facebook that is related to Redfields one, and they have been very, very positive. You know, every day they show us, like, for example, I learned about this thing called the golden letter. Prior to this, I've never even heard of what is golden letter. Okay?
Right.
So day to day, they share the experience, scenarios and everything. And I think it's mind-blowing. To me, it's mind-blowing, the things that you can do. So my one thing that I've learned in the change today is nothing is impossible. You know, nothing can stop us.
Right. So basically, there is no crisis great enough to stop whatever you want to do right now in our business. That's what you have understood and learned. That's the mindset shift. Well, I love that. How many of you are blessed by that mindset shift that Tim and Tamie just shared? If you have, please put on the chat box. What are some of the ahas you just got there? Because guys, that's powerful stuff. That is very, very powerful stuff that's coming from both Tim and Tamie right now. You can have some ahas. Please share those ahas on the chat box right now, because it is not common or not often we have that kind of energy coming and that kind of simple, right? You say simple, right? Thinking and simple ahas and simple shifts that relatively change the way we run our business, change the way we look at business right now, right? So Tim, maybe back to you or Tamie, either of you can answer. What was that one thing? This is just our curiosity. Let's just shift our gears a bit. What's that one thing that either one of you, right? Maybe for Tamie is different, for Tim is different, but for Tim or Tamie, what's that one thing that say that I think this is the company we should join right now? This is that one thing that caused me to decide to move forward in this journey with KW Malaysia. So what was that one thing, Tim, for you?
For me, I hope to attract more ladies into my team. Honestly, for you guys out there who don't know, I have got like 30 agents with me. I've only got one girl in my team. Okay, no, not I'm just a joke. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, Redfields is a huge entity. Okay, it's a huge organization, and I couldn't feel any more prouder to be part of Redfield, because to me, I'm going to leave Tamie to explain hers, but to me, there's a lot of things I want to do. Okay, there's a lot of things I want to achieve. I want to be able to have a permanent property TV. Okay, I want to be able to run my own branding, like I said, my property places, to be an international brand. But I was not able to do that by running my own agency, doing my own accounting, helping my agents to send corporate letter every day, doing admin work. That's the life of a small real estate agency, right? Okay. Now that John and the team is able to take all these responsibilities away from me, I'm able to focus on what I do best, going out there, convincing people, selling, marketing, and producing more amazing results. I think that's the one thing that I really feel that I can do right now. I'm not going to limit myself to just Malaysia. I'm planning to go overseas as well.
Right.
Okay.
And it's all about the word leverage, right?
Yes.
You saw the leverage on this group here, this organization.
Correct.
That is suitable for you. That is suitable for you and Tamie and the team. That you don't have to you don't have to do the things that doesn't matter so much to you guys, but it's important, right? Those things are important, but but you can go focus on other things, right? That can bring more value, more growth, more profit for everybody. So thank you for sharing that, team. Tamie, how about you? What's that one thing that caused you to decide that I think we need to move to this group? You need to come on board here and do our business. What's that one thing?
Well, let's put it this way. In a way, it's like, when I started my agency itself, as you know, we are a small agency. So I'm like basically the general worker, the general manager, basically doing everything from administration to accounting to sales. So, we have to do everything on our own. So it was a big challenge for us, especially during the pandemic. The good thing is, so what happens is, of course, when the opportunity came to us with Keller Williams itself, the first thing that came to mind, of course, it was the being able to let go of all the back end administration work from the workload that I've been carrying in the last couple of 1 year plus, right? So what happens is right now is because I'm really strong in doing sales. So I actually love doing sales because, I just enjoy meeting people. I enjoy sharing, not so much of closing the sales, but I really enjoy sharing with people. I really enjoy talking, and it is just like automatic, when I meet people, I'll talk to them and it goes nonstop. And then end of the day, somehow or other, team always says, you manage to convince them to just buy something from you, no matter what. So that's the whole idea is, you're just doing it basically out of passion. So that's me, I enjoy just sharing with people. So so that's why I'm glad that, with Ripfield Keller Williams itself, with the technology that my team is able to embark onto, they are able to leverage on this technology itself. And me and team used to be doing everything as well, including training. So it was so amazing when we first came, when we first joined. We actually sat in for the 12 sessions with all the top producers in the company itself. We have so many mentors teaching us. I would say that was the eye-opener for me as well, because I finally realized that me and team don't really need to start focusing on training. We can just focus on really the most important thing, which is sales. Yeah, so we, something that we can focus back on, sales, and also focusing on our team and coaching them in being able to close more sales by themselves as well. So that's what we can leverage on the company itself. So that's basically my one of my reasons as well for us moving over to Keller Williams.
Right. It's very clear that you, husband and wife, both very aligned. The purpose behind all very aligned. So I like that. So that's good. That's a good indication of a very good and strong marriage, because you all got alignment.
Every night we have management meeting lah.
I'm not going to ask who's the chairman lah, but okay, let's just keep it there for a while. So team, Tamie said, since you're here on about leveraging and all that, right? What are some of the things that you're going to focus on right now in your business? What's that one thing that you're going to drive right now for you yourself in the team? What's your role, and what are you going to continue to focus on in the business right now?
Yeah, because we basically have the strength in project marketing. So that's where and we've been working with all the developers for the last 10 years. We have been in our agency itself. One thing I realized one thing is, when we left CBD properties, the developers they approach us continuously. So even though we don't want to sell the projects, but they kind of approach us because they know our strength. So they contact us and ask us to help them to market their projects continuously. So we actually took in a lot of projects last year. However, we realized that we don't have manpower, the resources to actually market them. So and now looking at the KW system itself, we realized that, and the team, we realized that the platform is strong enough to be able for us to focus back on building all our project marketing. That's one of it. And of course, me and team, we don't just focus on conventional sub-sale. Normally what we do is both of us will always build businesses at the site, in the sense that, like, for example, we are working with another partner that is actually going into corporate. We want to build the corporate businesses, corporate sales in the property industry. And another one that we're looking at is basically as well as targeting towards assisted living. Okay, so we're actually moving towards that direction of building businesses within the property industry business, giving value adds to our clients. So we don't just focus on selling a product, but we focus on giving end-to-end services to our clients, especially our, which is actually going to be good for all the agents in Redfield as well, because they are able to leverage on us, creating a system like this for them. Because we are working with partners like doctors and nurses to work on the assisted living business itself. It's something that it's going to be something really big that is upcoming. So I think it's going to be exciting for everyone to understand how this works. So that's why both of me and Tim, we're always like, every time we will discuss things together, how we want to improve this, how we want to improve that. So we take the opportunity to go and learn. It's just like same thing like when we were doing Australia, we invest in ourselves by traveling all the way. We paid for our flights and everything. But it was like so happened that we went for a holiday, and from holiday, somehow or other, when we reached there, this lady actually contacted us and said, hey, since you're in Australia, Gold Coast, why not have a look at our properties? So even going for holiday, people are catching us to help them to market their projects.
Right.
And we took the opportunity. Somehow or other, when we managed to see that opportunity, we always grab the opportunity and bring it back. And we see that this kind of opportunity will be able to help a lot of agents as well. So we that's what we do. We continue to build businesses and develop them and bring it back to the company, and then the agents are able to market them.
Right. So building opportunities in different segments of the market. At the same time, you are focusing a lot on relationship. Would I be right to say you're focusing a lot on building the relationship with the clients, the developers, the agents? So relationship management is one of your opportunity for you to focus on, now that you don't have to think about the other stuff.
Yes, right? That's right.
So you focus on the relationship part, because this business is really about relationship.
Yes.
Relationship, it's a very important element of the whole ecosystem of the business, right? Because if you have a great relationship, people won't remember how you make them feel. They won't remember if you don't know how you make them feel. So that's something that maybe as we go along the way, we may learn from you how to have successful relationship building in the business. Team, how about you, Timothy? What are some of the things that you are going to be focusing on right now moving forward in this business?
Yeah, well, basically, just to add on to what just now Tamie said, right? Building relationship for us, I just like to stress that for me and Tamie, when we say we bring in a project, okay, we do not stop by just bringing the project. Okay, company, you help me to sell the project. I've already brought in the project. That's not our intention, because that you're not selling. Basically, you're just introducing. Okay. To me, I felt that when we bring in a project, we know the developer very well. We have done our due diligence with the developer, and we felt that this project is something that is going to be beneficial for the team that is going to sell. Okay, it's not just a project that's easy to sell. We have to do our due diligence, whether the collections can be made. The developer has gone through what kind of track records, and getting to know the collection team as well. Me and Tamie, remember when we were in Tropicana, practically every week we will buy baskets of fruits to the the accounts department there, so that releasing payment is easy. I think John, you also very clever in doing this kind of thing. One, okay, every day hanging out at UAE. Yeah. So we learn from each other. I learned a lot from John as well during those days. Yeah. So all these things are important in project management. So we do that kind of thing, and we keep in touch with them. And as what mentioned, we introduce solutions to projects. Me and Tamie, we also have a small little production house called Fit Out Media. We created that department to complement to our real estate industry, real estate side. We have a production house. We have a interior design department that also that complements the business. Okay, so basically, when we propose to developers, we propose these kind of solutions to them. Like assisted living is one of the things which we will tell you more. We've been following up with this assisted living project for the last 1.5 years, speaking to multiple parties and engaging them. We've spoken to all the developers, and basically once it's firm, everything signed on the paper, we will start to give talks about this to you guys. So these are some of the amazing solutions. Now back to your question, John. What is the one thing that I want to do is to like I said just now, I want to fully utilize technology to do this business. Okay, I want to be able to expand this business with international visibility. Okay, Redfields Malaysia, we want to bring it international, and I hope that now that I've been relieved of all the administrative work, I'm able to focus on how to do it. If you guys check by my website is new. You can see up here, mypropertyplaces.com, right? Okay, but it's a work in progress. Please don't judge yet, because I built this website from scratch. So I'm working to make that into a project marketing, focusing more on KLCC. Okay, I'm working together with another colleague of yours, Ming Ming. We're working very closely to work out this project website. And once this done already, we go into doing collaborations with developers with this branding, My Property Places. That's the thing that I'll release more news later. We will probably have a YouTube channel that speaks on producing videos like this.
Awesome. So producing content, producing a lot of going out there and telling the story, right, of your business, right, helps you bring in more visibility and bring in more attention, so that the agents have more leads and more opportunities, right, to work on the business. Right. Let's just change that conversation a little bit, Tim. If I'm an agent today listening from you right now, and I'm entering this, you just get out of this lockdown, and I'm slowly going back into the business. What is that one advice that you have for that agent right now that is maybe struggling potentially to find his feet, or find her feet, or find her way? What are some of the advice that you both can give her? I'll start with you, Timothy, first. What are some of the advice you will give to this agent right now?
Okay. I always felt that our limitation is always limited by our what do you call it? Our expectations and our what's the word to use? Okay, we are blocked by our vision. Okay, a lot of us feel that we cannot go forward because of what we are capable, we're able to do. If you open that up, that you know that you can do a lot more, then you will achieve better achievements. Okay, so we are limited by our capability. Are we limited by our capability? We are not limited, because our capability is much beyond that. Now with extra tools handed to us, there's a lot more we can do. And my advice to our fellow colleagues here is that don't limit yourself. Okay, don't think that that's all you can do. I used to tell this joke. People used to think that as a real estate agent, right, our job is just to go in front of the gate and hang a banner. That's it. Okay, and our job is to wait for people to call us. Okay, I think as a real estate agent or real estate negotiator, our job is a lot more than that. Okay, we are capable to do a lot more than that. Okay, from building local business all the way to selling a whole building, selling hotels. Okay, today you can sell a landed house or rent a 2,000 ringgit apartment. Okay, what makes you think you are not capable to sell a $2 million bungalow or a $200 million building? It's the same process, by the way. It's just here. Okay, if we think we can, okay, and when you say you can, you want to, you will learn how to do that. One best person you can speak to that I know so far, I haven't known the rest of you, so I cannot quote too many names. Sebastian Sam, one of my good friends from those days back. that guy is capable to sell anything. Family member don't want to mention, but yeah, he can sell everything. Okay, that's how I felt. Yeah, that's a good example.
I think Sebastian is watching on this conversation.
Yeah.
This was a deal yesterday I saw. But anyway, Tamie, if I'm again the same question to you, Tamie, if I'm an agent right now, I'm coming out and I'm struggling, I don't know where to start. Right? What are some of your advice for you, right? For me who is trying to restart my engine right now?
For me, is basically I think a lot of agents basically what they have in front of them is fear. Okay. What they need to remove is the fear that they have and build so that they can actually be able to see what is ahead of them. But I think, like I say, most important is for agents to participate in trainings, because trainings basically gives them a lot of motivation. I realized a lot of times, for me actually as a leader, I'm like the, I'm a very strict leader in the sense that my agents used to be very scared of me because they said, Tamie, Tim is the fun guy and to go to, and Tamie is like the, the head mistress, like always monitoring and making sure that, they come and attend classes.
Hey, he's working well, he's working well.
Yeah, but I think it's really important for me. In order for someone to be successful is basically going through trainings. Okay, the more trainings you attend, the more you learn. It doesn't matter whether it's a repeat or whatsoever, but end of the day, for me, I love attending trainings. I will listen to a lot of talks because honestly, I don't like to read. Okay, so what I do is I like to listen to people's stories. I like to listen to what the mentors share, and I will pick their points, the strong points from each of them, their strength. I will take their strength and I will utilize them and put to action, whatever I'm doing right now. So like for example, because me and Tim, we are basically as I mentioned, I was running events. We are basically I was taking care of a event called Entrepreneur Action Program, is where we teach people how to start their business with little or no money down. Both of us are basically a Money and You graduate. And myself, we were working closely with Success Resources. So when we saw what Ripview has, the trainings, especially the ones that it was done with the global regions, was exactly, I was telling Tim, it was exactly what I was doing when I was managing Success Resources and Money and You. We meet a lot of people overseas. We learn how the international market works, and this is what we love. That's what we want to do. So I think it's very important that if you guys want to be successful in industry, is to learn how others do it. So that is the most important thing. So that basically keeps your motivation up. I know it's tough, especially when you're working alone. So try not to some of us can work independently alone, but some of us cannot, especially if those of you who can't work independently alone. Try to find a partner that you can work with, or try to work in a team if you can. Okay, so right now, especially during this pandemic, working in a team is a very important thing, because leveraging on each other strength is the most important thing. That's basically my advice to all out there. Yeah,
right. Go learn some more, go get training, be part of a team, be in the community. Don't do it alone.
yes.
I think the important thing today right now, right, I what I'm getting from you guys is take advantage of whatever resources that is already there. There are a lot of resources that we have as a company today, and you're going to take advantage of it, and don't do this alone. That's very, very important. Right, cool. Non-business related question for you guys, a little bit of a fun question before we kind of wrap this conversation up. How do you guys maintain a work-life balance? Because you all are working together.
I thought you were going to say how you maintain the youthfulness.
well, that will lead to the youthfulness conversation, right? But really, how do you guys maintain that work-life balances? Because you work with each other every day, and then you go home. No, but guys, now you're working from home. You're living at home. How do you maintain that counterbalance in that work life? How does that look like for you guys when it's not working?
I think the work-life balance, when we are passionate, I don't know, I'm doing things very passionately, whether I'm with my wife or whether I'm at work. Of course, I love my wife more lah. Okay, that one is noted. Okay, but I love my work as well. Okay, so whether I'm creating a website or whether I am planning a presentation slide, I do it because I want to do it. It's my passion to do it. And it's so important to have my wife next to me because she understands that I need to spend time to do this. She won't be bugging me, can you spend some family time? And my kids, I'm also training them to do what I do. Okay, I'm training my kids to be YouTubers. They are also doing their work. They are producing videos for their channels and stuff like that. So we all, and the most important thing is my kids know that when they contribute, when they work and they contribute, they're contributing to the family. Okay, it's hard time now. Everybody have to work hard and stuff like that. So that makes it a lot more easier. And after we finish our work, we are all done our work ready. Okay, come, let's get together and play. Tamie, myself, my 16-year-old son, and my 10-year-old daughter, 4 of us have Mobile Legend accounts, by the way. Hey, quite champion. Okay, I haven't reached epic yet, by the way. Okay,
Yeah.
so we play. We are sitting together. We play our games and we watch our channels together and stuff like that. And I see we have equal time with our families. And my son is right now also working with me as my wife's PA he just graduated right now. He's waiting to go to college, and I asked him no rush. So he's becoming my wife's PA to do some work. Okay, and my daughter is learning Premiere Pro, and she is learning to edit some of the our property videos and stuff like that. I think we're getting everyone involved. That way, it's work-life balance.
Right. So living your life as a family in the work at the same time in the fun as well, right?
Yeah.
You play and then you work together. How about you, Tamie? Anything to add to that description that Tim just said?
Yeah, I think she practically said everything already.
Good thing she agreed with me.
I think the most important for husband and wife working together, it's all about the communication. What I learned is, of course, husband and wife, we do argue at times, right? But we have to learn to respect each other.
Don't argue lah. Reason.
Okay. Don't argue now. Don't argue now. Okay. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why for us it's about communication, right? So as I told you guys, we actually attended the program called Money and You. It actually helped us to understand each other better in terms of communication. So of course, me and Tim, we have never had issues in terms of communication. We see each other 24/7, right? We work with each other. So a lot of times my colleagues, my ex-colleagues, they will ask me, you guys see each other every day. You the minute you get into the car, you are talking from the start to the end of your journey till you reach home. We are like, we have never stopped talking. We have a lot of stories to share. We have a lot of ideas that so we'll be throwing ideas with each other every time, and then we'll be planning trips together. We organize things together. So and my kids, we get them both involved in everything that we do. So we are the kind of parents that we share things with our children. We don't keep anything behind. We are open to them. We tell them about our business. We tell them about our work. Sometimes things that happen in work, we also share with them. And my son is like, I always told him, I say, you very kepo one. He was like, he wants to know every single thing that we do. So every time when we come home, we have to tell him the story. So what happened today? What happened with this person? What happened to that person? So he knows the whole story. But I'm glad, because that's how family is. That's how we are so close to each other. We ensure that even when we work, we are able to communicate very well with our children. So we are the kind of parents. We are the open kind of parents that we sit down, we play games with them. We even at our age, we do that. So we want to continue that as well, because my son always say, mom and dad, you guys are really different from my friends' parents, and also I'm very excited that we are able to have this friendship level with our kids, so that they are able to share things with us. But that's the most important, because I don't want, especially when they're going through their teenage age, we want them to be more open. Like I was having a conversation with my son, hey, so what kind of girls do you like, that kind of thing. It's something that normally kids will not share. Of course, they are a bit shy, but of course you have to learn to let them open up themselves, and then make them feel that you can share with them. So we are like kind of best friends. So yeah, so that's the idea of this. So me and Tim, we are like best friends as well. a lot of times when we go out, we don't tell people that we are really husband and wife, but in a way that, but the idea is like when we meet our customers, we are very professional. We really portray ourselves as business partners. But of course, eventually people realize that, how come, you guys are so close together and you guys can communicate so well, and then they realize, oh, because you're husband and wife, but of course, we also work very well with all our other agents as well. So especially when we are together with our agents, we respect each other. So we in a way, we don't have this kind of, what do you call that thing, where you're too close together during that kind of, so we are so used to it together. So that's yeah.
But I think a lot of people also say that husband and wife, especially husband and wife, don't like to work together as a in the business. But I think just one more thing to add is that,
sure, go ahead.
Most importantly for this to work is we need each other. Okay. I need Tamie to help me with a lot of stuff like doing calculations, and she's very good with kind of projections and numbers and stuff like that. I really okay. But on the other hand, technology wise, she will have to depend on me. Sometimes online payment also she had to ask me to do for her. Don't know she pretend or whatever, but yeah, I have to do all those kind of things. But yeah, we need each other. I rely on Tamie for quite a lot of things, and she rely on me for the other things that she cannot do. So I think that works, that works for us to be a good partner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are basically both leveraging on each other as well. Yeah.
Right. So it takes a lot of understanding, a lot of conversations, a lot of understanding of when to speak and when not to speak, a lot of understanding of when to have the cadence in place, right? At the same time, a clarity of where you guys want to go. Because from the start, as I asked these questions to you guys in the beginning, where you want to hit, both of you have very similar focus and very similar direction. It's just that you're playing different roles in that group of work that you're doing, and that's very clear. That's very important to know each other's roles. Guys, how many of you are learning something from this conversation? How many of you are inspired, learning something from these conversations? If you are, please put in the chat box, share some of your ahas, share some of your questions. There was a great question just now in the chat box. I think Timothy just kind of answered, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What's that one thing that you're looking forward to have it? What's that one a special condition or that one criteria that you look for as a team member who wants to join you right now?
Tell me answer first, in case I answer wrong answer.
No, you answer first.
I have to be a girl? No. That was really a joke. Seriously. Okay. Passion. Okay. To be in this, I want to work with people with passion. I know Jonathan works with passion. The partners that I work with all these years, they are all passionate about what they do. Because when you are passionate to do something, I don't have to tell you what to do. Okay, you know what to do, because we all have the same direction, we have the same goal, and we do it, and we achieve it. Okay, so to me, that one thing is very important. Passion, of course, hungry comes in. Okay, if you're hungry and not passionate, you will probably just leave me very quickly. Okay, but if you're passionate, then you're hungry, then yeah, that works. Tell me, what do you feel?
Right.
Yeah, passion is most important for me. Passion, you've got to be independent, very independent, to be able to do things directly. I think overall, personality, yes, having a good personality is very important.
Right. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, guys. As we go to the announcements, just hang on for a while before we give you some last thoughts. But I think this is a lot of inspiration here, a lot of great lessons that we are learning. I'm learning so much in terms of family, in terms of business, in terms of vision, in terms of marriage as well. They're all wrapped up in this package of this 1 hour session that we have here today. But there's another question here. I want to ask this question before we go to the announcement. This is a good question. I will ask Tim first. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Great question.
I once put on a goal chart. Probably Sharon, Fu, you know about this one, is that I want to have 200 agents in my team, okay, in near future. So I'm going to, now that I'm in Reed Fields, I'm transferring that goal to here, and hopefully in the next 5 years, I will attract 200 agents in my team to be able to do this business worldwide.
Right.
One thing.
Global business, 200 agents in your team, multiple transactions. How about you, Tamie? Is that something similar, or is that something that you have in the next 5 years? What would you become in the next 5 years?
Yeah, it has to be similar with Tim.
Okay.
No choice.
If not, we'll be going different directions already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Can I have the announcements first before we go and give you some last thoughts? Announcements first. All right. So this is our training calendar. You will notice that we have slowed down on the daily trainings because of the market opening back. So do go and do your business, but at the same time, their trainings calendar is set up for the month of September already. We are re-evaluating how would that look like in the month of October. So, but this is just what we have so far on a weekly basis. They have been planned all the way until the end of September. October, we'll be resetting something new and see how does that look like. Okay, next slide, please. Right, so just a quick question. Since that we are already open for market, I would think that that spotlighting your listings are very important at Edge Property Portal. So please do that spotlight. Last week we have about 20 out of 46 spotlights. So we still have a good 26 spotlights that we could go in and bid for to make sure that we are all featured in the Edge Prop newsletters, where it's published every Friday to over 80,000 subscribers, right? Next slide, please. Right, so we have the competition with Edge Prop right now. 20% credit back and 500 credit each for the top 3 winners. Let's look at our leaderboard. Can I have the leaderboard, please? So congratulations to Cassidy, who is leading the leaderboard right now. 57 number of listings, right? From Cassidy. Agnes is number 2, leading at 53. And Abang Wang is coming back up to the leaderboard at 52 featured listings. So do keep in view that you can still have a chance to win this at the end of this month. All right, whoever has the highest featured listing will win the competition, right? Next slide, please. Right, so right now we have up to almost 1,500 or 1,478 featured listings right now as of 2nd of September. So we got a halfway mark to go to win a 3,000 featured listing competition for the whole entire company. I encourage everyone to be very aggressive in your marketing right now, to reach out to the consumer as the market is open up. The market is very hot. You just heard about 145 agents are getting out there with their letters to see appointments and have viewings. You should be one of them, right? We should see a double of that next week, right? Next slide, please. Right, so Etika e-medical pass in light of COVID-19 is still up there. So Etika Insurance have that minimum coverage that we have set up with them. If you are an agent in our organization, you are able to subscribe to this insurance policy for a very low cost for your whole family as well. So for you and your whole family as well. So click on the link to find out more. Okay, I think we're to the end of the announcements, or not yet. We have more touch points. Touch points are coming out. This is the right time to reach out to your consumers. We are collecting a lot of touch points, and you'll be seeing Chinese, Malay, and English touch points as well to educate and help clients understand what's happening in the market, what's happening in the health environment of everyone right now. So these are to help you educate your clients. At the same time, an excuse to give them a call and reach out to them and do a care call, right? So touch points to touch base with your clients are out there. Okay, I think we are to the end of the announcement. So last thoughts, Tamie and Timothy, what are some of your advice for us right now? Like last advice to us in our journey. This is the last 4 months right now in this business for this year, right? How would you advise us to approach our business right now? Just go ahead. Who wants to go?
Ladies, you always good. Tamie, you always good. Give good advice. I'm the one that crack the jokes normally.
Okay, so Tamie, you want to go first? You're muted.
Hey, you muted lah. Don't pretend, okay?
Sorry, Tim, you share first.
What is this?
All right, go ahead, Tim.
What was your question again?
What are some of your last advice to our agency out there? This is the last 4 months right now. How are we going to win the market? What are some of your advice for them to go and win the market these last 4 months?
I think for those of you who are seniors who are already performing, I don't think my advice, you need any of my advice. You're already doing amazingly well. For those of you new joiners, my team members, and also the rest of the new team members, use this balanced 4 months to really equip yourself. There's a lot to learn. KW Command, I think I've only so far covered 10-15% of what it can do. Okay, and I've got a lot more to learn from that. So equip yourself and prepare for a better year next year. I think to me, one of the biggest thing that we need to do is to set the goal properly. Set your goal properly. I've set my goal, Tamie, and of course, Tamie and my goal is the same goal. Okay, so we have to make sure that we achieve it. Okay, and the rest of you, goals are important. Don't think less about goals, because goals is what make you function every day. Why? The reason you wake up in the morning. If you don't have the goal, you can wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because why? You have no goal to direct you what to do. So once you have set your goal, if let's say you need to set your goal for the next 4 months, by all means, if not, set a goal for the next 2022. Okay, and have a good start and use these 4 months to prepare yourself. To me, I think that is the best thing to be done now, and just don't sit down and wait for, like I said, don't wait for handouts and stuff like that. Just go fight.
Right.
Yeah, that's that.
Awesome. Tamie, what about you?
For me, basically, I would like to say, yeah, team has shared a lot of things already. So I just want to just add on additional. It's like, I think we have just started, which is amazing. So the most important is basically whatever you guys are going through in the past, you have to put them aside. Like, for example, now we have a new journey. Both of me and team, we have just started, and our journey has just begun with KW family itself. And, we are looking forward to basically, what we call it, forge ahead in the present and focus on the prize, focus on what we want to achieve in the current future right now. Okay, so as what Tim says, focus on your goals, set your goals. It's very important, especially when I first attend the first Ignite training sessions itself. I still remember William was sharing about setting goals. The first thing I did was to actually, while he was talking about setting goals, what I did was immediately putting up my goals, because I've already have them ready. So I realized that putting them in front of me is very important. So immediately my goals are up in my laptop, in my, wherever I can see. You've got to be able, you must put them up to be able to see them. So it reminds you every day when you wake up, you see this is what you want to achieve. Without putting up your goals, you will never achieve them. Right. So as a salesperson, for me, when I was doing sales last time in all my different jobs, right, that I was in, from IT and all. So what I do is every week I will put up exactly what I want to achieve for that week, a number. I need to put a figure. So if let's say I want to close 2 deals, I will put that 2 deals right in front of me. And the minute I achieve that two deals for that week itself, sometimes I do it very fast, and I'll just highlight my next set of goals immediately. What is my next? The minute I achieve it, I will straight away put in my next goals. So your goals are basically never ending. So you need to keep putting up and keep reminding yourself. Setting goals are very, very important, so that it gives you the drive to wake up every morning to make sure that you are out there on the field, meeting people, talking to people every day. That's what we do every day right now. Okay, so I think in terms of if let's say if you're in the management mode, especially some of you, if you're just started, and the most important is right now is do your planning. The most important is do planning. For me and team, before we actually came on board, we were doing all our pre-planning ahead of us. So we always give ourselves time to work on our plans to make sure that when we start to get on board, we set the right timing and the cost ahead of us, right? So the planning is very important in terms of how you want to do your things. So scheduling your plans, everything well, and then you'll definitely be able to achieve your target, so your goals and everything. Yeah, so what I like to tell my team is always create a dream board for every year. So your dream board is something that you will achieve every year. So change your dream board every year. The minute you achieve something, you basically will come up with something new every year that you want to achieve. So it's never ending. Okay, so me and team, we have created our own dream board since 2006 when we first learned about dream board. And we have actually achieved basically 50% of what we have put up in our dream board. It's amazing, I can tell you that. So if you guys can give it a try, that is the most important. So it's something that you all can learn, something new that we can incorporate into our training as well. Yep.
Thank you so much, Tamie.
Dream board is fun. One day, if let's say you guys want to, we can do an exercise and we can all do it together, even in Zoom online, so we can do it. If you're interested, you tell Eileen, maybe organize something together.
Right. How many of you want to learn the dream board from Timothy and Tamie right now? If you aren't, better put in the chat box right now. Right. So Tim and Tamie, thank you so much. Guys, if you have learned something today, please express your gratitude to them, because I think both of them have shared openly, very transparently, very authentically, and you can sense they're very energetically wanting to add value to people around them. So Tim and Tamie, thank you very much for being a good role model, a great family business, a great professional business, a great inspiration in terms of how you have a great vision in building such a big business and being very bold enough to state those goals out here in front of everyone. That's really something commendable. So thank you so much for inspiring all of us today. And thank you for taking time out of your business to
John,
share with
if you
us.
don't mind, I just want to do a shout out to the team.
Go ahead.
I just want to give a big shout out to the team. Thank you very much for trusting me and Tamie, being with us, and then working and fighting with us. Eldon, Chai, you guys are all here. Eldon, Chai, Daniel, Daryl and Justin Tan is my leaders. Faiz, Haziq, TF, Joel, Justin Lim, Nelson Chow, Noel, Rani, Shamir, Mr. Kok. Thank you very much for believing in us. It sounds like Academy Awards. Right?
Thank you very much, guys. We will definitely hear more from you. You'll definitely be more frequent, not frequent flyer, but frequent conversation, frequent speakers, frequent trainers here, because I think we all exist to support each other. So thank you, Tamie and team. For the rest of you, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I hope this has set a great setup for you for the next whole week, for you to win and go out there and win the market. So with that, thank you very much, guys. You all have a great time, a great day. See you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.
The heart is a balloon, shoots up